Greetings, YouTube. What a day today has been as I am packing and getting ready for, thank God, a much needed escape from Oklahoma, though Missouri is just a border state. Um, I've had people reach out to me saying, Prof, I am so thankful that you left the video up making a mistake by thinking a dual class crystal is a nexus because I pointed and laughed and felt better about myself. Let me just take the glasses off for this. First off, I deserve to be pointed and laughed at, so for sure. But if my legacy in your life is to make you feel better about yourself because you don't make dumb mistakes that are easily correctable, that you then have a bunch of people pointing and laughing, I say, hey, at least I make an impact somehow. At least I have a legacy. But yeah, 7,000 videos in. So many lessons. Sometimes you think to yourself, yeah, I can see why I did that. Other times, you can just say, yeah, I can see why I'm an idiot. With that being said, we have our third straight day of a buff announcement. And in Oklahoma, we call the hood, well, Oklahoma. And that is the champion spotlight for now. You might be thinking, I'm having deja vu. I remember when we talked about buffing hood months ago. Well, we did. But there was so much controversy is probably an appropriate word. Controversy surrounding Hood. I had people tell me that they loved the new buff. I had people tell me it was the worst thing ever to happen to him. And he took away his utility and he's worse and blah, 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 blah. So Kabam decided to revert back to the original form, take more time, and then come back to the Hood. And that is why we see this now. About the Hood, always fascinated with superhumans, young petty thief Parker Robbins used his gangs to help his family, including his ailing mother. When a burglary took an unexpected turn, Parker found himself in possession of a pair of mystical boots and cloak. Struggling to understand the supernatural items, he learned that granted him limited powers, including invisibility and the ability to walk on air. I'd love to see a Hood movie. This all sounds amazing. Dubbed the Hood by the police, Parker soon found himself forced down a darker path, using his newfound powers to start his own criminal empire to ensure the safety of his family. Again, at least a HBO Max show, right? Maybe Netflix, maybe Disney Plus. Probably Disney Plus, right? It's Marvel. The Hood's mechanics. So, the Hood's new kit makes him the mystical master of Miss. That also sounds like a rap lyric. His new Hex Pistols mechanic gives him a totally new avenue to damage and an upgrade to his Miss lets you reliably deal with special attacks if used correctly. More damage and more reliable utility has Hood shining in a whole new light. Which normally people don't talk about Hoods shining in a whole new light. Just saying. Strengths, Miss. With Hood's update, he has his Miss more consistently. Use this to deal with some hard-to-dodge specials and find more openings on your opponent. Okay. Stagger. This is a huge advantage, right? This is what some of you have said, Prof, they have to keep Hood's stagger advantage. It's so useful in so many circumstances and notes. Hood has near constant uptime on his stagger, letting him deal with tons of buffs with ease. Again, when you're dealing with tons of buffs with ease, you've got major utility and major reason to bring him into a fight. Weaknesses, nullify. We have seen this consistently all week. I mean, that's why mystics are so good in general, right? When you can nullify a buff, you can negate it. Hood's invisibility is a buff, so be careful with fighting against anything that will remove your buffs. And then following stats and abilities based on rank 5, low 5, 5-star champion. Hex Pistols, loaded bullets 28, max loaded bullets 42. The Hood's bullets persist from fight to fight within a quest, which is pretty cool. Nullify a buff, load 2 bullets. Make the opponent miss while invisible. Load 1 bullet when the invisibility ends. Remember how I talked yesterday about how I don't like it when there's like a 40% chance or a 75% chance or a 60% chance? You know, I love is when it says 100% chance. And we are looking at that right now. 100% chance to fire a bullet and inflict a stacking hex lasting 12 seconds. Each hex deals a burst of 1150.5 energy damage when it expires and is refreshed when a new hex is gained. Awesome. Developer note, Hood's new damage mechanics stack up a ton of these and cash in for big damage on the heavy attack. So parry heavy, champ could be good again, or hold block and then bait a heavy and then counter with a heavy, Iron Man Infinity War style. Dash back and hold block for 1.2 seconds is a 100% chance to gain an invisibility buff lasting 8 seconds. So, kind of a cool, user-friendly mechanic. When ending, invisibility goes on cooldown for 6 seconds. When active, Hood's attacks gain plus 592.31 critical damage rating and ignore 75% armor rating and block proficiency. So, dash back, hold block, go, be aggressive, stack that damage. While active, incoming attacks have a 120% chance to 120% chance. How the hell is that possible? Each time the opponent misses an attack, this miss chance is decreased by a flat 20% until the invisibility ends. Well, I guess that's why, right? Because you've got to decrease it. Interesting, they're starting at 120% though. Critical hits, 100% chance, love it, to inflict a non-stacking stagger passive lasting 5 seconds. When a staggered opponent gains a buff, that buff and all buffs triggered at the same time are nullified. When this stagger ends, it inflicts 345.15 direct damage on the opponent and heals the hood for a matching amount. Love all of that. All of what I just said is awesome. Heavy attacks refresh the duration of all personal bleed and fate seal effects hood has applied to the opponent. Cause all hexes to expire immediately with 100% plus potency. Heavy attacks look to be so key and so powerful with hood. Special attacks, 100% chance to inflict a non-stacking shock debuff, causing 3,451 energy damage over 7.5 seconds. If the shock expires after lasting its full duration, 100% chance to inflict a stun debuff lasting 3 seconds. Have always loved that about hood in this special one. Special 2, 100% chance to apply a fate seal to the opponent, nullifying all buffs and prevents any new buffs from activating for 6.5 seconds. While this fate seal is active, the opponent's ability accuracy is reduced by 65%. At the end of the attack, activate invisibility. The developer noticed Fate Seal has been reinstated as a tool to shut down buff-reliant characters. So many of you out there, and you know who you were, said his special 2 is my favorite thing about this character, and this Fate Seal needs to stay. Well, the developer took a note, good on Kabam, reinstated it, and that is where we stand with this character. Fan-freaking-tastic. I am so happy that Kabam listened. You know, you have to keep it 100. You got to give them credit when they do good work. If you enjoy playing this game like me, you don't want to just be negative. You don't want to just be critical because that's a really miserable life, first of all. And then second, like, you're not balanced at all. So, yeah. Good on Kabam. Really, really happy about that. Special 3 plus 1,725.75 attack rating for each full bar of power the opponent has. 100% chance to inflict a bleed debuff, causing 3,451.5 direct damage per present. I gotta be honest, when I use Hood, I never really use a special 3. Maybe I will now, but I just don't really do it. Signature ability, Dark Dealings. While invisible, the Hood becomes immune to all stun effects. Additionally, firing a bullet while invisible has a 45% chance to steal 10% of the opponent's current power, gaining twice that amount in the process. A 45% chance. Couldn't even make it 50, huh? Synergy bonuses. Got Joe can't fix his own tie. Kingpin. Definitely going to be used more with Kingpin. Dark Empowerment, Dormammu. Enemies. Punisher, Voodoo, Tiger, Doctor Strange. Critical rating teammates. Not the Hero with MODOK, Moleman, Mysterio. Hood knocking the opponent down loads 3 bullets. That's pretty cool. And then, but the best villain, Abomination, King Groot, Ronin, and Vulture. I gotta say, out of all the things we talked about this week, and this is the 3rd time we've done one of these videos this week, I am most optimistic and happy with this one. Not to say that King Groot won't be fantastic, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And some of you have told me that you're actually most excited about Venom Pool, which is fascinating to me, as I did not feel the same way. But again, agree to disagree. This just kind of improves him, but still keeps so much of what made him so valuable before the buff. At least that's how I view it. Is that how you view it? Comment below, let me know. And thanks to everybody who also reached out and said, Prof, I definitely can tell you need a vacation. Enjoy it. I actually have 2 vacations. This weekend, Kansas City. Next weekend, Portland. Either way, yay for hopefully not having to go to the hospital this time around.